Edo State government launches 2 billion naira support funds for small businesses. NMA President Uja urges federal government to yield to striking doctors' demand. The Army Chief seeks support of traditional institutions on security. On business, Nigeria's gross domestic product records 5% growth for second quarter. And in sports, Raw lists Musa, Ekong Ndidi, 27 others for Liberia, Cape Verde FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Details of these and more after this break. I am Charles Operum. Now the news in detail. Edo State government has announced a 2 billion naira fund for micro, medium and small enterprises in the state. The state governor, Godwin Obaseki, launched the funds on Thursday during the Edo Jobs Citizens Engagement Program held in Government House, Benin City. The fund, which has 5% interest rates per annum, was launched in partnership with the Bank of Industry. Chinedu Ikija was there and completes the story.
There are over 50,000 small, medium and micro enterprises in Edo State, most of which are struggling to stay afloat due to insufficient capital. It was in an effort to create liquidity for these businesses that Edo State government collaborated with the Bank of Industry, BOI, to establish the MSME funds to provide financial and other business support services to qualified entrepreneurs involved in micro, small and medium enterprise business in Edo State. The fund, which is expandable, was seeded with 2 billion naira capital, 1 billion each from the state government and the Bank of Industry.
So today we are making 2 billion naira available to particularly most of the people we have already enumerated and we know. In addition, we have 164 million naira of managed funds, which is going to be made available for small businesses who currently locate in our production hall. It's just the first tranche. Once that is exhausted, we'll go to another tranche and another and another. And my goal is to put as much as 5 billion of Edo State money, and he has guaranteed that he will give us another 5 billion of Bank of Industry, so that ultimately this fund should get to 10 billion naira.
Governor Obaseki noted that intervention was part of the state government's response to post-COVID economy, asking the people to trust the government again.
From this 2 billion fund, we estimate that we can impact as many as 50,000 businesses in Edo State. This is just not all there is. We still have other facilities with other institutions like the central bank funds. You start today with 50,000 naira, right? You do well. Tomorrow you may need 200,000 naira, and on and on and on. Now, borrowing is also always part of business as long as you are increasing productivity.
Advising potential beneficiaries, the managing director of Bank of Industry, Mr. Olukayode Piton, said entrepreneurs should strive to gain knowledge mastery of businesses before seeking financial support to avoid pitfalls associated with businesses.
Have a good plan. These things are more important than just getting money. If you have money, you don't have good business plan, you don't know how to run your businesses, you don't know how to keep your books, you are very likely to lose that money. So there are other things that are important, sometimes more important than money.
There was also an official unveiling of the Bank of Industry office at the production center, Sapele Road, Benin City. Chinedu Ikeja, KUFM News.
The Edo State Police Command says it has arrested 2 male suspects, one Bright Emume and a vigilante member, Evans Osareme, for conspiracy to kidnap one Sunday Onofua and his wife. The 2 suspects were said to have approached one John Ima to join them in the plans to kidnap the targeted victims. During investigation, a 49-year-old Chukudi Anyanwu, a vigilante member who specialized in supplying the suspects with cartridges for criminal activities, was also arrested. A statement by the command's police public relations officer, SP Kontongs Bello, said they were arrested last week through robust community policing partnership. It revealed that the suspects were working closely with some kidnappers operating around the Benin bypass. Some of the items recovered from the suspects include 1 single English-made barrel gun and 8 rounds of live cartridges. The police image maker said investigations were still ongoing with the aim of arresting other collaborators. According to the statement, the Commissioner of Police, CP Philip Obadu, has directed that the suspects be charged to court. The president of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, Professor Innocent Uja, has called on the federal government to yield to the demand of the striking members of the Association of Resident Doctors, who have been on strike for over 3 weeks. Uja made this call on Thursday at the National Executive Council meeting of the NMA held in Benin City, the Edo State capital. Professor Uja, who spoke on the theme, Medical Practice in the Face of Insecurity, Implication for Nigerian Healthcare Indices, noted that the insecurity in the country has affected medical practice in Nigeria.
We call on the government of Nigeria to quickly finalize the process so that doctors can return to work. I'm aware and I participated in the negotiation, and most of the things have been resolved, and we believe that the government should do its own bit so that the Nigerian doctors, the resident doctors, can go back to work, continue their training and providing service to our people. If we do this, we should not be a situation where we have to wait until people go on strike that the government will act, because we don't want the disruption of health services. We promote a continuous and sustained health service and continuous training by not just resident doctors but all health workers, so we can provide the best for our people.
While commending President Muhammadu Buhari for the courage to change security heads, he also called for an improvement in the current situation.
We are aware of how the persistent security they have already closed down in Nigerian forces connected in the same time. Nobody is free alone. And that means all of us must do more to keep ourselves safe. And most importantly, speak and find solutions because of the negative effects on the health system. This is why we are here. This security is a major effort to the achievement of the universal approach and sustainable development. Sustainable development ensures a safe and healthy environment for all. This security drains the local, regional, and national resources at the expense of development and well-being of human life, leaving adverse consequences on the well-being, as well as economic growth and development of our country. All sorts of threats to human security also pose serious challenges to health.
The Nigerian Medical Association NEC meeting holds from 22nd to 28th of August 2021. Elsewhere, the Director General, National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Mojisola Adeyeye, says she inherited 3.2 billion naira as debt on assumption of office in 2017. Adeyeye disclosed this before the House of Representatives Committee on Finance during an interactive session on 2022 to 2024 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper on Thursday in Abuja. She, however, said she had been able to offset 3.1 billion naira from the debt. Adeyeye said if the agency's personnel costs were taken care of, NAFDAC would be self-sustaining, adding that the federal government could then pull out from funding the agency. The NAFDAC boss said the agency was currently digitizing its system to prevent leakages and also building state offices in 7 states across the country. The committee also cautioned the agency to desist from repeating the same budgetary provision for certain projects. 3 hoodlums have reportedly been killed along Oshogbo-Ilesha Road during an ambush on a vehicle conveying murder suspects to the facility of the Nigeria Correctional Service, Ilesha, Osun State. The combined efforts of police and hunters engaged the gunmen, who were shot dead. Osun Police spokesperson SP Yemisi Opalola confirmed the incident in a statement on Thursday. It indicated that with the superior firepower of the police team, the hoodlums abandoned their motorcycle, 3 locally made guns, 1 pump action, 2 cut-to-size barrel guns with 14 live cartridges. Staying with security issues, the Chief of Army Staff, Farouk Yahaya, has urged traditional rulers across the country to use their positions of influence to support the military and other security agencies in their domains. Yahaya made the call when he visited the DG of Akure, Oba Aladetoimbo Aladelushi in Akure. According to a statement made by the Director of Army Public Relations, Onyema Wachiku, the Army Chief informed the Royal Father that he was on a working tour of 2 divisions' area of responsibility and found it necessary to pay respects to the traditional institution. He said continuous support of the traditional rulers was critical to troops' operational success. Yahaya praised the peaceful coexistence and cordial relationship existing between the Nigerian Army and the people of Akure and sued for its sustenance. Nigeria's former president, Goodluck Jonathan, has officially been inaugurated as the Chancellor of a Ugandan university. Cavendish University installed Dr. Jonathan as its Chancellor in an elaborate ceremony on Thursday afternoon. The appointment makes Jonathan the third Chancellor of the university since its establishment. The former President of the Republic of Zambia, late Kenneth Kaunda, was a pioneer Chancellor, and the late President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Benjamin Mkapa, the second Chancellor. Plateau branch of the Nigerian Medical Association on Thursday raised an alarm over the surging corpses in mortuaries and injured in hospitals across the state. It said it is saddened and disillusioned by the persistent and vicious killings in the state, pointing out that they were exerting a great toll on the physical and psychological well-being of the masses across the state. These were contained in a statement signed by Dr. Innocent Emmanuel, Chairman, and Dr. Bapigaran William, the Secretary of NMA in Jos. The body expressed deep concerns, stressing the victims of these unwarranted attacks continue to populate hospitals, emergency wards, and mortuaries in the state. The Plateau NMA called on security agencies to improve their performances so the killings can stop immediately. Coming up in a moment on our business news, Nigeria's gross domestic product records 5% growth for second quarter. Details in a moment after this short break. Stay with us, please.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls. The risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecasts, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
Welcome back. You're still on to News Dawn on 92.7 KUFM Benin City and on Business Now. Nigeria's stock market took a U-turn into the positive zone on Thursday due to investors who are buying shares of Eterna PLC. Eterna PLC stocks rallied most on the Nigerian bourse, moving from day open low of 6 naira 82 kobo to 7 naira 50 kobo, up by 68 kobo or 9.97%. At the close of trading session, the Nigerian Exchange Limited all-share index and market capitalization increased from preceding trading days lows of 39,449.82 points and 20.553 trillion naira to 39,477.18 points and 20.568 trillion naira. The NGX ASI increased by 0.07%, while the value of listed Nigerian stocks rose by 15 billion naira. The equities market's negative return year-to-date stood lower at minus 1.97%. In 3,595 deals, investors exchanged 186,326,874 units, valued at 1.793 billion naira. And finally on business, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, says Nigeria has recorded its third consecutive quarterly growth. According to the agency, Nigeria's gross domestic products grew by 5.01% year-on-year in real terms in the second quarter of 2021. The NBS disclosed this in the latest report on the nation's GDP entitled Nigerian Gross Domestic Product Report Second Quarter of 2021, released on Thursday. It explained that the increase in the GDP index marked 3 consecutive quarters of growth following the negative growth rates recorded in the second and third quarters of 2020. But the real GDP quarter-on-quarter grew at minus 0.79% in the second quarter of 2021 compared to the first quarter of 2021, which indicated a slightly slower economic activity than the preceding quarter. In the quarter under review, the NBS reviewed that the aggregate GDP stood at 39.1 million naira in nominal terms, higher than the second quarter of 2020, with aggregate GDP of 34.02 million naira, indicating a year-on-year nominal growth rate of 14.99%. That's it on business. Over now to sports, where Raw lists Musa Ekong Ndidi and 27 others for Liberia Cape Verde FIFA World Cup qualifiers. More to come in our sports bulletin this morning. Stay with us, please. Nigerian Super Eagles head coach Gernot Rohr has called up a total of 30 players for next month's opening rounds of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 qualifying campaign, in which Nigeria will host Liberia in Lagos on Friday, 3rd September at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos, day 1, and tackle Cape Verde in Mindelo on Tuesday, 7th September, day 2. Franco-German Rohr has stuck largely with his dependables as the race to Qatar begins, with goalkeepers Maduka Okoye and Francis Uzoho, defenders William Ekong, Abdullahi Shehu, Chidozie Awazim and Leon Balogun, midfielders Wilfred Ndidi and Ogenekaro Etebo, and forwards Ahmed Musa, Alex Iwobi, Moses Simon and Victor Osimhen on the roster. The situation with UK-based players who may not be heading to Cape Verde has enlarged the roster, and should the situation remain unchanged, the 8 UK-based players on the list would head back to base after the clash with Liberia at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos on Friday. There is a return for South Africa-based goalkeeper Daniel Akpeyi, defenders Kenneth Omero and Kevin Akpoguma, and Greece-based forward Henry Onyekuru. Former junior international Kingsley Michael is also called, as Innocent Bonke from Sweden joins the Nigerian camp for the first time. Central African Republic is the other team in the group, and they will line up for home and away encounters with the Super Eagles in October. And finally, in sports, Premier League champions Manchester City have been drawn to face Paris Saint-Germain, RB Leipzig and Club Brugge in the Champions League group stage. Holders Chelsea come up against Serie A giants Juventus, Russian club Zenit St. Petersburg, and Swedish side Malmo. Manchester United face Villarreal, who beat them in last season's Europa League final, as well as Italian club Atalanta and Swiss side Young Boys. Liverpool are in a tough group with Atletico Madrid, FC Porto, and AC Milan. This year's Champions League final takes place at the St. Petersburg Stadium in Russia on Saturday, 28 May 2022. And that's it on sports. And with those sports stories, we come to the end of our package this morning. But before we leave, a quick recap of the headlines. Edo State government has launched a 2 billion naira support fund for small businesses. NMA President Uja has urged the federal government to yield to striking doctors' demands. And the Army Chief has sought the support of traditional institutions on security. Do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting our website at www.kufm.net, or you can download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We're also live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria. KUFM News Dawn was produced by Blessing Asekome. I am Charles Oporum saying thanks for listening and good morning.
92.7 KUFM News. Concise, precise, balanced, and biased.
We are live from Benin City to the world. This is 92.7 KUFM News Dawn.
KUFM 92.7. Turn on excitement.
We start your day from the break of dawn till midnight.
Like that wasn't clingy enough.
We went online and now you can listen to us via our website anywhere in the world.
Okay, stalker alert.
We told you to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, like our page on Facebook, and even add us up on WhatsApp.
Okay, this is definitely creepy.
Really? Well, guess what? We are now in your devices. KU 92.7 Radio is now officially an app for your smartphones, gadgets, and many devices. Simply go to Google Play Store and search for KU 92.7 Radio and download the app in less than 3 minutes. KUFM.